Now, many parts of the country today experience heavy rainfall, with some regions enduring up to 6 hours of a downpour. Roads have been rendered impassable, with its resultant heavy traffic in the capital Accra. The central region has been the hardest hit, forcing authorities to shut down schools. The Cape Coast Teaching Hospital was not spared. Some wards have been flooded, leaving patients on admission stranded, while health personnel struggle to attend to them.
It's been about 8 hours of downpour in Cape Coast and parts of the central region, and it has had a devastating effect. Many homes are flooded, our streets are flooded. School children were not permitted to go to school because the school authorities said that they feared that something untoward may happen, and so they all issued statements to the effect that the students should not go to school. On the street, many roads had to be diverted because some of them got heavily flooded and they didn't want to risk it. NADMO authorities and city authorities have been in the rain looking at the possible causes of the flooding situation here. As you can see where I'm standing, the place is heavily flooded, and so people have had to pump their waters from their rooms. Even at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, the COVID-19 treatment center got flooded, and so the patient there had to be taken to the holding bay for continuous treatment. And so it's been a very, very sad day for the people here in Cape Coast, and as we speak, the waters appear to be receding, but we also see signs of the rains coming back again, and speak with some of the people around.
So the new building over there has choked the access for the water to flow. So due to that, the new building blocked the flow to go. So due to that, the water have to pump into the individuals' houses. That has caused a very harm to us. And one of my landlord and my sisters, the television, the bed, certificate, everything spoiled. Everything spoiled. And then you can see there's a new building also there. That one too, it has choked, it has blocked the access of the flow to go. So due to that one, so it has been another disadvantage for us. So the best thing for us to do is either the government will come into our aid so that they will compensate that man, and then they will destroy that building over there. And also they have to stop PPAG people to build that a new facility over there. That one will help us, the people staying in this area. That will be the best option. If they stop building that new building and also demolish that new storing building, the water can flow easily, and then everyone will have his own peace here.
Lamado. By 2:30 na mse den su no otonka kaka ntim den tonye too much biara. All of us said me shede na mti push me dey bomba. No nsu na abede mu ho. Nti nsu wa se obia nyina ye areas wa se bia ne nyama. Obia ne nyama se we area ha. Hwenso ala nkofo wa sesaw. Hwenkofo ala mu dey mu ho. Sa me nko ba ya iro ho. Papa yo gine hoi. Ni dey mu obia la. Nti nsu no mama bo no papa because this year I am more. Ya mo brother. Ya go. Nsu easy wa se nyama nyina. Nyama nyina la nti nsu
flood all over. Flood all over. I think it was around 10 o'clock when the water started, midnight 10. That's when the rain started. We thought it was going to subside throughout the night. It was around 4 o'clock when I woke up, then I met this surprise. Yes. So it's flood all over.
Is it something that it has happened before?
Yes. 2009, it happened. Similar thing happened, and I was one of the victims. About 150 feet of wall. My wall broke that time. At that time, too, the development was not as it is today. Today we have gutters, we have roads, and so. But the problem has to do with encroachment on the waterways. Encroachment because this place is actually earmarked for a gutter. But if you go closer, you will see that it's been encroached by one developer whom we don't know. Yeah. So that is actually the main cause of the problem. People supposed to work. People who are paid by the taxpayers' money supposed to work, they should be found on the field working, not sitting in office. So you can have whatever degree, but you should be seen on the field working. Come to the area, assess the problems there, and then offer solutions. Not sitting in your office and writing English, but come to the field and solve the problem. Yes, the landowner has a say, but in having a say, the nation also has a say in making sure that things are done and are done right. It's not what we think, that it's my land, so I can sell, even where it is road and the people are selling. That is the issue here. The issue here has to do with the landowner selling every area, every space that you find, you want to sell. Every space that you want to find, you want to sell. And so you have sold all, including the waterways. Welcome, sir. My name is Dankwa Smith Joseph.
The only thing that can help us, not here only, but the whole Ghana, what we have to make sure that where there is a waterlogged place, they don't sell the land to people. We should think for the future, not right now. There are some people, land owners, they just because of what they will get to solve their problem just right now, they sell the land to people, and it will create problem for the next future people. So we have to make sure that if a place is known to be where water or flood area, we don't sell that land to people. Because if you look at around, there are so many places people have started building their houses, of which they know that that place is a flooded area. And it causes such problems for us.
Would actually work.
Yeah, you see, when it comes to demolition, you see, all powers is invested in the building inspector. Building inspectorate to ensure that this thing is removed. I cannot go there and remove it. If I dare do, some charges will be preferred against me. When I go to court, the judge will ask me, are you the building inspector? I will say no. Why do you go and remove it? And so it beholds on when the contractor encountered this problem, the contractor has to report to the building inspector. Then the building inspector takes all the powers invested in him by the local government to enable him to demolish those things so that this work could go through.
And let's go live to the Central Region now. Richard Kojonyako joining us via the phone. Richard, the Ghana National Service has started breaking into the homes of some individuals. Tell us more. Hello, Richard. Richard, if you can hear me, we understand. Let's start first from the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. We know that it got flooded. What's the situation there?
Well, so the waters have receded now. This morning, it was not in a good shape at all, to the extent that the COVID-19 treatment center was overtaken by floods. It was inundated by floods, but now the waters appear to have been receded. Around 2 p.m., we started seeing some sunshine, and so things are relatively cool, but with the exception of people who have started counting their loss. But the situation at the hospital, it prevented a lot of the health officials from going to work, because even the routes that they were even access to go to the hospital to take care of the patient, the routes were not good, and so it got many patients stranded.
And you have been engaging the National Disaster Management Organization. What are they doing to alleviate the plight of the people affected by this flood?
Well, so they came prescribing what the situation has been. They said that it's as a result of people that have built on watercourses, waterways, and once the rain stopped, they would make sure that those who are responsible for taking the necessary decisions to ensure that those things do not occur again, they will deal with such situation. And so that is what they have been saying today. And so that is what NADMO has been on today.
And let's talk about the fire service. You've been engaging them. We understand that they have begun some action on the ground. Tell us more.
So the fire service, actually, they were there around 5 a.m. They started receiving distress calls this morning, so they had to go to the places. Had it not been them, I think the disaster would have been very, very heavy, and it would have had a toll on the people, because they had to break some of their houses to ensure that they have some free flow of water, and some of the walls that were standing on water courses. And so they are advising residents, as soon as they see that the rains are coming again, and they feel that wherever they are in the low-lying areas. They should go put up with friends and relatives so that what happened to them this morning would not recur. In fact, when they themselves even got on the ground, they could measure some of the water up to their chest level, and so you could see the extent of the situation there. And so they are just advising people and then advising the authorities who are clothed with their responsibility to ensure that people do not build on water courses and waterways. He says that now is the time. They shouldn't come prescribing the situation to them, and then when the rains finally are not here, they could just go back to sleep.
They could not have access, so we needed to break through some of the buildings to allow the waters to gush out from some homes. Some we needed to break walls to allow water flow out of the houses into some drainage. And then one other thing we had to do was to rescue family members from trapped rooms and use rescue lines to transport them from their places of abode to places of safety. That is what we have been doing. And in some other aspects, we needed to be priming water from stagnant areas. And it was terrible. It's terrible. The extent, the magnitude of the flooding this year, is far more than what we have experienced. And even where we didn't know to be flooding, this time around, to our amazement, we saw.
For now, we have able to get to the scene, and through our assessment, we've realized the causes of this rain is not from where we are standing now. It is from where the contractor who constructed this road took his sand from, or his materials from, that has paved the way for this rain to affect this area. So my officers, the rescue team, they are in the various houses trying to rescue those who have stuck in the room. So that is what we are doing now. And for us to even pump the water into the various homes, we cannot do it now because the water has not stopped flowing. We have to give some time for water to settle down before we try to pump the waters that has entered into the various houses. Those buildings in the waterlog, I can say that those who built or bought the land, they knew they are building in the waterland. So for now that they have seen the affection of the rains, I think those people who are yet to buy the land will, take this as an example, not to buy the land from the waterlog. And the advice is now, just when the water has settled, we'll go to the various houses to assess their belongings, their goods or belongings that has spoiled.